Hello all, back again. I've been busy last few days. I removed all the paint off the shell. But to start with, I removed all the front suspension. I left that a bit later. I should have taken it out before, but I just got stuck into, I got caught up in doing other little things on the car. So suspension come out. It was pretty easy actually. Hearing horror stories about how people have had problems getting the sway bar and that out, but no, this went really well. So to start with, before I stripped the car, I made this little trolley. I just got rectangular steel and got some wheels, some bunnings. It only cost me around 180 bucks to make this setup. Pretty good, and you can push it around really easy. Like I can pretty much pull the car, push the car out of the garage here and push up the driveway. Then I need someone to help me chock the wheels. But it's really easy to move around. You can pick up one end of the car by yourself. Two blokes can pick the car up easy. Surprisingly, I thought it'd be a lot heavier, but yeah. So what I've done, there's different options of removing the paint, and everybody says I should use I'll go get it blasted, which is great. I get it. It's definitely the quickest and easiest method to get the paint off. But I thought about it, and I rang up a fella who everyone recommends. He's really good at he's really good at blasting cars, and he doesn't damage the cars like a lot of fellas do. But he quoted me $1,800 just to blast this shell. That's with no doors, bonnet, boot, or the front guards. He wanted the car to be there on a rotisserie with the rear quarters removable, so we can get inside these areas. So I thought, right, $1,800 to do that. Then I'll have to go out and buy a rotisserie. There's another $1,000. There's $2,800. And I understand, you know, it's important to spend a bit of money to get things done right, but then I started thinking about all the wonderful things I could buy with that sort of money. So I got onto, I'll show you this. I bought this, can't find it at the moment, I bought this U-Butte air compressor. It's like 525 litres per minute, 15 amp. It's a max you can get out of single phase. But yeah, I bought that almost 2 weeks ago now, and it hasn't turned up. So I called up the guy, the supplier, who's local in Australia, and he said something's happened with the toll and it's caught up. It's unfortunate because this little air compressor I've got here now, it's an Aldi compressor, and it's lucky to be 200 litres per minute. Can't really see it well in here, but yeah, it's in there. But it's really it's done really well, but it struggles to keep up. So what I've done, I used a technique using paint stripper. I didn't bother using the sandblaster. It's too slow. Plus, it's very messy. You really need to have the proper setup for doing sandblasting. So I just went back to the old paint stripping method. But instead of using traditional methods of using the brush and putting the paint stripper on the car, I decided to try something different. So I got one of those guns that you use to spray underbody sealant. Got it out here. This gun here. Got that. Then I got the paint stripper, and then I got thinners, which is a totally out of the ordinary. I haven't heard anyone else doing it. And I used a hand blender here, and I blended the the thinners and the paint stripper together to break it down a bit. Then I used that gun and I just sprayed it all over the car. Saturated everywhere. Outside, under the car. This is not part of the grand plan. It starts raining. The car is in bare metal. I'm stripping underneath now. Absolutely spewing. Just means that I'm going to have to dry this car out ASAP, or rust is going to come up everywhere. Deary, deary me. Oh well. Keep stripping the paint from underneath and then give it a coat of epoxy when the weather's good. Then I got this U-Butte petrol powered high pressure cleaner. Goes up to like 4,800 PSI. I got it off eBay. Absolutely awesome, that thing. Very powerful. Set me back around, I think it's $360. It isn't too bad, but yeah, so I'd put the paint stripper on generously all over the car, then I'd just blast it off. Then I keep repeating the process until all the paint's gone. But today was a shocker. It started raining. It was supposed to rain yesterday, but instead it rained today, so the car got saturated in water. So once I strip the paint off, it's like a panic then to get the car dry. So once I finished stripping the car, I just hit it straight up with the rust converter. And I made a very concentrated mix. This stuff here. Yeah, I might use this stuff and made a really concentrated mix. Put that all over the car. And you could see the metal like actually getting cleaner just by putting it on. Just kept applying it and the metal becomes shinier and that. And still got a little bit of surface rust here and there, but a lot of it's from the rust converter. It leaves like a film over the car. So without this air compressor, I'm sort of struggling to use my air tools. So once I got the air compressor, I ordered it. I went to Sydney Tools and bought this little kit, which is absolutely brilliant. Got these off eBay too. They're those mini paint stripping discs, and they're really good. But you can use the 3-inch or the 2-inch pads. It's brilliant. Variable speed. I can only use it for about probably a minute, and then the air compressor runs out of puff. But what I'll do now, I'll just give us a quick demo of this tool. Right, a quick demo of the tool. That's with a 2-inch pad. If I use a 3-inch, it's a lot more aggressive, but I'm struggling to do it with one hand. Turn this air compressor off. Once I get the new air compressor, and I've ordered this special strap to go on my head, so I can use the GoPro 7, and I can do like more footage of doing stuff on the car. It's really hard at the moment trying to hold at the same time, but so what I'll do now, a few days ago I completely welded this whole floor section in. It was pretty easy actually, because I had that car partially stripped back to bare metal. So I We've got to dress back the welds from this side, dress them back a bit, and when I get the perfect opportunity, which might be tomorrow, I'll give the car a coat of epoxy. But the weather has to be good. If the weather's no good, I'll have to wrap the car up in bed sheets and do it the next opportunity. I don't like leaving the car in bare metal, but so if I leave it too long, I'll have to get the rust converter onto it again, because that sort of preps the metal, so I can paint it then. Also, I use this little finger trolley thing you lay down on, get under the car and do stuff, so I use that to get under it and do a bit of overhead welding on the floor. But it's come out pretty good actually. All underneath is stripped back. But it's certainly a lot better if you go to send the car off to get sandblasted. Obviously, be a lot more easier, but under the guard here was a lot of work too. The underbody sealant, no matter how much paint stripper you put on, only comes off in layers. But engine bay is pretty good. That was pretty easy actually. So I'll dress back these welds, followed by the epoxy hopefully soon. I'll do a quick demo of this M7 air tool I got from Sydney Tools. I'm still using the toy air compressor. It's 9.6 CFMs, or around 200 litres per minute. The guy at Sydney Tools said it should keep up alright with this, but I knew straight up that it wouldn't, but I didn't really care. I was going to get a new air compressor anyway. So I got this mini stripping disc. It's not as good as like one on an angle grinder, but it's good for doing like small areas, like in the floor there, it'd be great. But I think I'll kill the air compressor right if I try to do the floor and that. But I'll quickly do this area here. These seals, I bought them from a Still Design, but they're the same ones you get from Rare Spares. They put this special black epoxy stuff on it, and surprisingly the paint stripper struggles to get it off. You really got to put it on there, so rather than waste paint stripper on an area like that where I can easily remove it with this. So yeah, left it for this tool to get off, but I'll quickly remove a section until the air compressor runs out of puff. Tool time for that air compressor, but I couldn't see the air compressor lasting too long doing that all the time. Also, when it comes to using that paint stripper and thinners, I got this respirator. Got that when I was originally painting the Escort. It's pretty good. The fumes obviously are pretty bad. I was planning on fitting these up today, but I think I'm running out of time. Goes up in here, because these seals are pretty badly rusted. see through daylight through there. But luckily all this here is pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of cancer in this car. It was, not much left now. I didn't bother stripping this area here. Got a new section to go in there anyway. Right here. Like that. I've also got the inner section here. But another thing I'd like to mention, around 2 years ago, this triple garage pretty much got burnt to the ground. My father's got this Kia Pregio van, and it got caught up. It had some sort of electrical fault, and the whole shed went up. I was at work at the time in the mines, and I was at the fuel bay fueling my truck up, and I felt my phone buzzing in my pocket. I looked at it, and it was a message from my father, a picture of the shed on fire, and I absolutely freaked because I'd about 90%, 95% completed restoring the old Mark II Escort. In the videos you probably would have seen on my channel, but the car got severely damaged, and we had a Volkswagen Caddy. It was a current model at the time, and it got destroyed along with the Kia Pregio van. But I lost all my tools. So when I bang on about my tools, and I'm always buying them, it's for a reason, because I'm slowly recouping my tools up, because the shed was insured but the Escort wasn't. So a lot of my money went into restoring the Escort, but I'll put some photos up of the shed just so you have an idea about how much of a transformation it is from then till now. So what I'll do now, I'll dress these welds back. I could do it when it's epoxy, but I'll just do it now. Won't take me long. I use one of these flapper discs. This is 120 grit, I think. It's probably not aggressive enough. I might have to go to a more of a coarse flapper disc. I've got heaps of these suckers off eBay, but I might have to go back to this one here. Yeah, be a little bit more aggressive, and do that. So I'll do that now. So I'll quickly give it a hit now with this. I usually use gloves, but they're saturated from all the paint stripping. But in the past I've used the ordinary grinding disc, but I find these are more effective. But yeah, I'll quickly give this a hit. I'll show you. I won't film the whole lot because that'll be just boring to watch, so yeah, it's pretty good. I found when I was using the stone it was just taking heaps longer. I'm dealing with this roof now and turn this down. I'm listening to watching World War II fighters. Sounds awesome, love it. So I've had dramas of this roof. It turns out that like the sides here are good. The paint's just come off and it's just raw metal. But the middle here, it's got a lot of surface rust. I knew it was pretty bad. This car's been sitting out in the paddock for probably 20 something years or whatever. So I started scuffing it up with this pad here. Was it, yeah, one of those, a bigger one, a 3-inch. It was just taking forever, and I really don't want to take heaps of metal off this roof. So what I've been doing, I've been put the rust converter in it. I'm just rubbing it in, keeping it wet. And yeah, it's starting to lift up all the rust. So then I'll just have raw metal. It's this stuff here. Put it up before, but yeah. What I've done, you got the different options of how you want to mix it. So I mix it like 2 parts to 1 part of this in boiling water, and it dissolves really quickly, and then you just put it straight on and you get a quicker reaction time. Like, you can put it on the roof and put rags all over it and keep it saturated, but I want to see what I can get done tonight. So what I'll do now, I'll keep rubbing this metal wall into the roof, and then I'll get a dry rag and I'll wipe off the excess amount, and I'll just keep repeating it till I get it sort of like that, I hope. Yeah, so. Well, I tried to strip the roof back. The rust converter's taken a long time to eat the rust. So I think I'll end up leaving it for the night and just leave the rust converter on. It'll dry up anyway. I mean, I could put rags over it, saturate it, and let it keep doing its thing, but I like to keep an eye on it. So what I do, I'll epoxy the rest of the car except for underneath. That'll be another day, but I'll epoxy the rest of the car and I'll just keep an eye on this, and I won't epoxy it tomorrow. I'm just not happy with it. You can see where it's starting to work there, but the sides are great. And you just have to leave it. And you can see over here, see those lines. This car was originally from Coffey Ford in Victoria. It was actually a horn car. I don't know, most people might know what a horn car is, but when I bought this, I had no idea what a horn car was. But if you look at it here, yeah, it's a horn car. Yeah, they're so they got their unique decals on them. But I won't go a horn car. I'll go with where's it here? That's how I want it to be, like that. Exactly like that. Just a GS. That's all it is. Just a GS. 351 Clevo. The GoPro keeps dropping out. I'm no expert on the devices, but I'm learning. But here, what I was talking about before, the rust. Got a bit across there, but I've got a whole replacement floor pan I could put in there, but I reckon I'll just end up, I mean, it's pretty, yeah, I don't know, might just cut this section out here and put a whole new floor pan section in. I don't want to get carried away. This side is pretty good. This side has got bugger all rust. I mean, I had to replace the sill, which is apparent if you've been watching me videos, but most of the dramas of this car has been in the driver's side. It's like, if I picture where this car was sitting for all these years, I reckon this side of the car has been sitting out in the weather and the rest of it's sort of been under shelter, because this whole chassis this whole chassis was rusted out. It was like, whole chassis was rusted out, but the dude I bought the car off, he gave me a whole chassis out of a sedan. So I put a whole new chassis in across this side, and then I've got these rust replacement sections I put across here, but then he's also supplied me with the floor skin. So this whole section here is a floor skin out of a sedan, along with that section there. And then on top of that, obviously new seals right across the inner and outer seals. And my brother came over here and he's bloody awesome on the tools. He replaced the torque box. So the whole torque box has been replaced. Yeah. A lot of people would look to this car and go, nah, too hard, too much work, I don't want to do it. But I try to focus on like the end result. People say to me, oh yeah, how you gonna go about getting this car done? In you know, how long's it gonna take you to get it done? You can't put a time on it. If you put a time on it, you're gonna end up getting frustrated. You focus on the process, do one job at a time, and eventually it just gets to the point where you're putting paint on it. You're looking at it and you're going, wow, this is awesome. I love it. So I'll wrap it up for the day. I won't do anything more to it. I'll just leave it. Get into it tomorrow. One thing I'd like to add before wrapping the video up for the day is I found some unique markings on this car that yeah, it's just sort of, it's just, they're like art-line marks on the car from factory. I thought it was pretty cool, but if I had this car media blasted, I wouldn't have found them. But the paint stripper obviously isn't as aggressive. So I don't know what they mean, but I might, in the comments section, if you know what they mean, just, yeah, point it out. I'm no expert, but they're pretty much gone now. I think the rust converter, you can just see a little bit of it there. The rust converter took it off. But I took a couple of photos. There's no one on the front here, but yeah, if anyone knows what they are, just let us know. But I think these ones are, that's sort of, I don't know. See what you guys reckon, but yeah. I'll wrap it up for the day, and I'll wrap it up in sheets now. And it doesn't look like I'll be epoxying the car tomorrow. This rain hasn't eased up, so be a lot of humidity and moisture in the air, and I really don't want to get any moisture underneath the epoxy, because then it'll just bring up rust in the future.